Yo, what is up, my Perim people? How are you doing today? It is Jay Johnny back here in Perim's Underworld, and today I have with me a special guest on the Perim podcast.
Chaotic Kangaskhan.
Chaotic Kanga is like a well-known Instagram chaotic content creator. He posts like a bunch of different various things from his collection. He has an insanely vast collection, and today I thought, why not just talk about cool chaotic things? Because both of us are extremely fascinated by cool chaotic things. I see some of the things in his collection. I'm just like, never knew that existed.
Thank you. Yeah, it really means a lot. I'm been a fan of Chaotic since the premiere episode, and just kind of watch the whole story as it's unfolded. And yeah, was a fan back when it came out. I was a fan when the game finally closed and the servers went offline, and then I heard all the news in 2019, 2020, 2021, and just have been following ever since. And yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely came back around the same time period too. I honestly I forgot the first time I came back because so much time had passed, and King was like, no, King being D Sandstorm from the moderators, he was like, yeah, no, you have an account on the thing and you've made posts on the forums, and I'm like, do not remember this. Yeah, but no, I came back around that same time too. It's you
Yep,
know
of
that's when
course.
everything started hyping up.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I know I'd seen some YouTuber. There were a few that posted, but I know that Negative Legend, Billiam, and Jordan Fringe have made quite big YouTube videos on the revival and the history of Chaotic, and that was kind of an entry for me. With those big videos, if you go look those videos, they have like 500,000 views, and they did really, really well. And then that led me to find like smaller chaotic community channels like Rudd and Hard Rock. And just one day I just decided to just start posting on Instagram, and here we are.
Yeah,
Um,
and I mean, again, you've done such an amazing job. I mean, you just hit 400 subs on YouTube the other day. I just saw that earlier today,
I
and I
did,
was like,
yes,
that's
I did.
that is
I
insane.
Yeah, I hit 400 on YouTube. I've hit 400. We're just over 400 on Instagram, which is really cool. And I've got about 8 days left on my giveaway. Um, so that's kind of exciting. I've got Pokemon and some Magic, Final Fantasy, and Chaotic packs to give away. And if you want to enter, please check the Instagram and make sure you comment so I can add you to like the random generator, so you can win.
Yeah, I'll
And
make sure
there's
this comes out before the giveaway ends. That way, people can still enter. So,
Yeah, and
yeah,
there's three, and there's three winners. So if you guys want to enter, it's worldwide, and it's not really a big deal, but it's just something to say thank you, um, and just to kind of show the community that like that we care. Like I think that's why you yourself do giveaways. It's why um, Bulbasaur does giveaways. It's why Rudd does giveaways. Yeah, because we care. So that's my way of showing and trying to get other TCGs into it as well. That was another reason why I gave away like the Pokemon and the Magic stuff as well, because I think it's a way to like get other people involved, but also those sets are now like really, really hyped right now. So I figured I might as well just chuck those in.
yeah. They'll enter for the Pokemon stuff, and they'll end up getting some chaotic stuff, and hopefully they stick around.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that was the plan. Um, so yeah, I think you had some questions.
Uh,
Was that right?
I'm not gonna lie, I lost the notes with the questions on them.
That's
but
okay.
let's just riff. So you've been into chaotic since the very beginning. I missed a lot of that. What was your favorite? Like, I missed a lot of the like days of chaotic. So, what was your favorite like thing that happened during chaotic survival, where you just look back at it and you're like, this was the pinnacle. This is when chaotic was at its best.
During Chaotic's revival or during Chaotic's
Just
like?
during chaotic's lifespan, even if it was
Oh, of
during the
course.
revival. Like,
Um, well, I remember the first couple episodes, and I did make a post about this on my Instagram. Um, I found the first couple episodes quite hard to follow as a kid. I was like maybe 10 or like I would have been in like little school. Um, and I found like the concept of following A and B plot structures very jarring, and also um, I think that's the right word. And I found that like because you'd have Maxor in one like of the plot structures, and then you would have like say Tom battling as Maxor, I found that sort of stuff confusing. Um, so I really enjoyed the show once I got into it, and then I remember picking up a tin. I think at one point when I was a kid, I really really enjoyed that. So it was just cool to see that Chaotic was worldwide. It wasn't just in the US. It wasn't just um, in one country. It had gone worldwide to my understanding. So that was cool to see that this card game from the US had blown up and become a worldwide phenomenon. That was cool. Um, and just the online, the like the online website was just so captivating. Like just to be able to see how this card game would work with this online format, and it was very like 2000s-y, like how everything is all connected and the internet is the internet, and just very very cool. So I always found that really fascinating, and I think I really enjoyed just like the memories of that, and then to see that sort of get carried on to this revival that we're anticipating is really really cool. Like I think that the nostalgia carries through, if that makes sense. If you understand what I mean.
yeah, I get that. I like.
Like like it's no different to say like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. You know, the reason that those franchises are so successful is because they're so like nostalgia carried, you
Yeah.
know. Um yeah, so I think that Chaotic definitely has um that staying power. Like I think that there's so much to un unravel from Perim still, and I think that's I don't know, I think that's why people still stick around. So I think to answer your question, it would be the card game's like roots, like what makes Chaotic. I think um that's the thing I like the most. That's the thing I remember the most is like its soul, I guess. I don't know. Like
I,
does that
the,
make sense?
no, I'm right there with you. I'm right with you. Like literally, chaotic soul is probably like the most amazing thing when it comes to a card game that I've ever experienced. No
I
card game
guess
has ever really been able to replicate it for me.
yeah, of course. Like I look, I guess the best way I can explain it is like when you compare it to say other card games from around that time, like maybe like Duel Masters or Dinosaur King. There were a few. What other ones were out? There's a bunch of 2000s card games came out, but a lot of those
Naruto.
Naruto. There was a One Piece. If you go
Dragon.
look up it, yeah, if you go look up those card games, a lot of those sets they only lasted a couple sets. They may have got maybe two or three. And the thing I liked about Chaotic was that it went through to what 7 or 8 sets. So I feel like that shows it had staying power.
Yeah, no,
If that makes
I think that I think chaotic like definitely had a lot of staying. It never really felt like chaotic died to me. Like it felt like it kind of just was like shut down. Like it never felt like
Of
it was like
course.
it died. And I and
Yeah,
like
no,
even to, like listening to old like reading old Alcon interviews, like he says like, oh, you know, chaotic started ramping up towards the end. We started getting way more orders towards the end of its life cycle, and it's like, well, why'd he die? Why'd you kill it? If everybody
I
wanted it,
think
why'd you kill it?
there was a reason for it. I think that Brian may have said something as to why, or Rudd may have mentioned something in one of his videos where he talks to Gannon on the phone.
I'll have to go rewatch them because I don't remember anything being said about it. But like, I mean, you've listened to all of them, so I may have just missed a couple of them where he didn't say where he talks about it. So you just know more about like the Rudd stuff than I do. I've only seen like
Oh, of course.
I've watched most of them, but I've definitely missed a few. So I definitely need to go back and rewatch some of them. Like the very first one, I didn't watch that one through. Like
Yeah.
the discussing the things I learned about Chaotic's history from Brian Gain. I didn't watch that one. I mostly
Yeah,
watched
of
the ones
course.
where like directly like he answers your questions ones. So I probably should go rewatch that one or
No,
watch it and be with.
they're definitely worth the watch.
All right, so before we started recording, you showed me two cards that you thought were really amazing. Are those the most important like pieces in your like collection, or do you have anything else that you would want to show to the people, or would you like to show those to the people?
Yeah, sure. I have three cards here, and they're like not necessarily valuable, but they're really really cool. Because I will I'll just show you. So the first two is I have an Opto and I have an Antidion, and these cards are promo cards, as you guys probably know, and they're ripple foils. And if you can see, they're also signed by Rudd. Um, so that was something that like Rudd was kind enough to sign a couple cards for me on two separate occasions, and that really meant a lot to me because he was the reason I got back into uh, chaotic. I know I sound like I'm maybe fanboying, but no, I'm very thankful that I stumbled upon Rudd's videos because it pushed me back into the chaotic world and Perim, and yeah, it's been a fun journey, and I'd never regret it. And that's just a cool memento, I guess. Yeah, and the third one that I have here is Arctis. And the reason I like this card so much is because it says Fire and Stone pre-release on it. And that just sort of reminds me that, to like not hold, to not let go of hope, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, I think Fire and Stone's inevitable to come out.
Yeah, no,
It makes me happy to look at.
I mean, I agree with you 100%. Like sometimes like the most valuable cards aren't the most important ones. For example, when it comes to
Yeah.
chaotic cards, one of my most prized chaotic cards isn't even like a real card. It's literally a proxy. But
That's so good.
it's a proxy that Bulba made of a 5 max Rage Trod,
That's so good.
and he was like this is to remind you that you have to buy my 5 max Rage Trod. Nobody else is allowed to buy it, and yeah,
He's
so
got a 5 max.
Rage Trod, yeah,
That's so
yeah.
good.
And so
He's
I was like, oh man.
he has a now or never Tanith Toborn, and he keeps reminding me, like, he's like, I've got this Tanith Toborn, I know you love Tanith, and I'm like, thanks, man.
Bulba's amazing,
Yeah,
and he's a really
he's
good
so good.
friend too. So
I
so this card has like become like my most prized possession. It's not even a real card. It's literally a proxy. But
Yeah,
it's like it's become one of my most prized possessions because it's just I love it so much.
of course, and like I think that should always be the main thing. I mean, you know, a card shouldn't have to have, um, you know, value or power or rarity or anything to be considered your favorite. I think that like if I had to pick one favorite of all, it would be Tanith Toborn for sure. And he by no means is he the powerfulest card. He is a fan favorite for sure. He is beloved, but I definitely don't think he's like the powerfulest card. Even if they did print him like 3 times. Um, but I think that just means that he's a favorite. So
Yeah,
I
no.
think Nadjarin got printed 4, like if I'm correct.
4 different versions because there's younger,
Yeah,
regular, fluid foe, and high muge.
yeah, exactly
Yeah.
right. Yeah, so like, um, yeah, I think that like as the sets come out, like they kind of pick the favorite ones. I think I would actually love to know how that all like like I'd love to talk to people that worked at Chaotic and ask them those kind of questions, like how did you pick like the cards to add into the next set, like like why did you add like retrain certain cards and add them but not others. And I think that I think eventually all of the cards would have gotten into the sets regardless. We just didn't get all the sets. So
Yeah, I mean, like, why did
yeah,
we get like retrained Tenga Toborn and not Screamer, as Hard
yeah, I
Rock
was literally going to say Screamer.
as Hard
Yeah,
Rock loves to bring up.
but
Every time I talk,
supposedly
every time I talk to Hard Rock, he's like, Screamer didn't get a card, man.
supposedly we are getting him in one of the new sets, I think.
I hope. I hope.
Or it was a I could have sworn that there's a Hard Rock interview where he like asked Gannon or something, I don't know, and I think they said that they were thinking about putting him in like one of the next sets.
Honestly,
I wouldn't be surprised.
honestly,
Like at this point, I feel like it probably will.
at this point, I want them not to do it because it's just so funny to see Hard Rock go, "Come on, Screamer, man, Screamer,
Yeah.
Ganon, what about Screamer?" I love Hard Rock, but
Yeah.
his pain is kind of funny in this situation.
Nah, I love him so much. I think that he's very, very smart and he's very what's the word? He's very like resilient, like to be able to build a card game from the ground up, and
Yeah,
that's got to be a lot of work.
a lot of people don't understand how difficult it is to build a card game, and like I
I couldn't
love,
imagine.
dude, it is very brutal. I was just on the development team for set testing for a single set for a card game, and it was a 24/7 job. I would literally be at my day job testing the set. Like it was like there was not a lot of time to not be working on it, especially if you're in a time crunch. And like I have so much respect for Hard Rock for going through all that by himself. Like I respect the heck out of that. He is incredible for that. I could
Yeah, of
never
course.
imagine myself doing that. Let
Yeah, I mean
alone
he's got several sets out, I think.
I think his
So,
second
so,
one just released about 3 4 months
yeah.
ago, something like that. And then
Yeah,
he's
so,
and then he's been teasing a new card game altogether. That's going to be releasing soon. So I'm really interested in that. I think like he's doing a lot, and I think that shows to his resilience and his dedication to his craft. A,
yeah.
a lot of chaotic players don't like him. I get it, but like I mean like I feel like he's done a lot for this community, regardless of how you feel about him. Like even if it's just getting like what answers from Ganon, like I feel like he does a lot for the community, and I have a lot
Yeah,
of
of course.
respect and appreciation for him for that.
Yeah, of course. I can definitely agree. Like he's, you know, one of the two people I put in my head when I think of chaotic. So, as much as there are other creators out there for sure, like I think Rudd and Hard Rock were probably one of the first, sorry, the first two to sort of make regular content regularly, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. They were definitely the pioneers of chaotic content, so to
Yeah,
say.
that's the word. Yeah,
Um,
exactly that.
I'm kind of upset they don't upload more. They have like insanely they're insanely entertaining personalities. Like
Yeah, of course.
I mean, so I'm kind of upset they don't upload more because they do have like offer a lot to the community, especially Hard Rock with his like expansive knowledge of chaotic lore and stuff like that. Like I mean, he
Yeah,
was like giving me exact pages to read from the crawl sphere, I think is what it's called, the Yeah, he was giving me exact pages to read about specific characters, and I was like, "Are you like reading this off a list right now?" It was like in the middle of our interview, the part that got corrupted, and he was like, "No, I've just read it like 7 times." Like I've, and I'm like, "What?" I'm like, that's insane. I'm like, every time I go to sit down to read it, I get caught up doing like 50 other things. I don't, I 7? Like, I still have like, Aragon. I'm like 6 pages into this. How did you read an entire book? But
I really do enjoy reading myself. I love listening to audiobooks before bed. Um, yeah, I've been enjoying a lot of that. I've been if you want to check it out, it's they're called Boss Fight books. Um, and they're just like books based on like Final Fantasy, Shadow of Colossus, uh, Chrono Trigger, like, and it's just like a deep dive into like the lore and the like behind the scenes of making it and like how it all came to be, and yeah, it's kind of cool.
I'll have to check that out because it's definitely better than what I usually listen to.
Either that or I'll just listen to something like Harry Potter or some like mega multi-million dollar book company like franchise like Harry Potter or Percy Jackson or something.
Full Metal, or The Alchemist. Love that series. But okay, anyway, but let's get back to chaotic. Let's get
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're getting sidetracked with other things.
because we start talking Percy Jackson, we're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, I know, right?
Love Percy Jackson, but so whenever it comes to chaotic content, you tend to. I noticed that your content tends to follow more of the TCG trend sides. How do you go about like looking into that kind of stuff or preparing for like your shorts where it's like rated or hated or something like that? How do you prepare for that?
Oh, of course. Well, I I haven't fully figured it out, but the way the algorithm works on like YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, there's ways to check what's currently trending, and if you follow that to a degree, your videos will most likely do better. Um, Whether it's like hashtags or posting at the certain time of the day, um, or making sure you've got quality equipment to record. um, you can kind of you can kind of predetermine if your video will do better. It's like I commented on one of your shorts once, and I commented some hashtags, and I commented those hashtags because those hashtags will, in theory, give you a better push through the algorithm. Whether it's just hashtagging chaotic or hashtag trending or hashtag TCG, anything related to chaotic, um, or just other card games, it'll help sort of push your content out there. And my my whole goal, honestly, is just to put chaotic in the minds of people that may or may not remember. And that's it. That's my whole want to do. That's my goal, is to just try and make people either remember or introduce them to it. So yeah, so if I can get like a video to blow up and you know, it helps the community, that's so good. I posted in the Discord that one of my posts on Reddit got 10K, and then I had another one that got 14K, and that made me feel really, really good because like I'm pushing chaotic to over 10,000 people, which is awesome. And that's kind of my goal, is just to kind of push it as much as I can.
Yeah, no, I love that you say that because it's literally what I say too. I get accused of clickbait a lot, which I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do dabble a little too close. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm not gonna lie, I do the same too sometimes. Like I'll be like super rare card or like ultra rare card, and it'll be like Maxwell. It's not
yeah.
like
I mean,
Like if
technically speaking, it is a super rare. So I mean,
yeah, yeah. So like I think that but I think that everyone does that. I think that like as long as you're not abusing it, I think as long as it's like fair, like you're not like I don't know, like if you say like if you make a video and it's got like some outlandish title but it's accurate, I feel like that's fine.
yeah,
Like
that's where I'm on the
you
boat
like
too.
you've done yeah, you've done like a few videos where you've made like a title very like
Accentuated, like
clickbaity and accentuated, but
the chaotic TV show is back, and it's literally just they're being uploaded at 1080p on YouTube,
yeah, and like
or it's like this is
the
the biggest
second
chaotic news ever.
yeah, and like the second that you posted that, I was like I was straight on the chaotic website, and then yeah, sure enough, another video got unlisted and posted, sorry, listed and then unlisted, and I posted it to the Facebook page, and next thing you know, it's got 60 likes, and like all I'm trying to do really is just like help the community. So like the second you jump onto something, I'm like right there behind
Yeah,
you trying to help, like just to try and just help the community. And I think that we've done really, really well. And that's,
yeah, I feel like a lot of
you know,
people miss the point of like why we do the extenuated thing, like like we like hyper focus on clickbait, quote unquote. Um, I feel like people miss the we're trying to get it out to the people who don't know these things, because like when we log into like Reddit or Discord or yeah, Instagram in your case, like the people that follow us or that are in those locations, they know everything we say, but the people on YouTube don't. Like
of course,
they don't know that like an episode of Chaotic was just uploaded at 1080p and then was immediately taken down. They don't know that. They don't know that
yeah, of course.
they don't know that Ganon texted Hard Rock and said, "Hey, here's the details. We're going to be releasing the announcement later this year instead of at San Diego." They don't see that. So like
Of course.
we have to put a hyper focus on that and like blow it up, because otherwise those people who are waiting on the revival but they're not in the group chats or anything like that, they're not going to see it. And I feel
Yeah,
like
exactly right.
a lot of people just don't like get that, or that get that there's like chaotic fans out there who aren't in the discords and stuff, and they don't know that the revival's happening. um
Yeah, it's like, again, I've said this to you as well. Like, when Chaotic was in its, sorry, when Chaotic was in its prime, um, it probably had like tons and tons and tons of fans. And I'm sure a lot of those fans are still out there, but they probably aren't liking the Facebook page. They're probably not following like um like the revival news. And so if our videos pop up in their feed one day and we get one fan, which I have that has happened plenty of times, like from my YouTube videos and from my Instagram posts, I will have every week or every 2 weeks, I'll have like one or two people comment and say, "Oh my God, I remember Max," or "Oh my God, I remember Chaotic." And that's a good feeling. That's exactly my point with all of my posts, is to try and get those fans to remember. And so like, yeah, if I'm able to attract those people and it's working, I'm going to keep doing it, I think.
yeah, it's like some people might be upset by it, but it's like if this is what's bringing in the people who aren't here right now, like I mean, I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of my like a little bit of clickbait to like bring those people here to us, because I mean like the chaotic community, we don't need more people, but like having more people with us would be cool. Like I mean
Yeah, exactly right.
growing the
Like,
community is always a cool thing.
yeah, I hope that our community can reach, it doesn't have to dethrone any of like the big card games, but I would love for us to sit somewhere comfortable between them.
No, I disagree with you. Pokemon, we're coming for you. We're gonna take you down. Okay, Chaotic is better than Pokemon in every single way. You better watch yourself, Pokemon, because like when Maxwell comes for Pikachu, we know who's gonna win. We
That's
know
funny.
Listen, Pokemon, you're scared of Pow World. Imagine what Chaotic is gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. No, it's really interesting. Like, Chaotic in its prime was the number one selling card game in Canada, and was the number two selling card
Yeah.
game in America, only being beaten by Pokemon. And so it's really interesting that, like, like, people think that this is all of the community members. They think this is, like, as many community members as there could be for Chaotic, and it's like, even if we're talking inactive community members, Red has over 4,000 subscribers, right?
Mhm.
And I mean, like, my videos are getting, like, on the high end 1,000 views. That's 3,000 people who are just sitting there waiting for more information about Chaotic's reveal. Like, if we're,
Yeah. Let's,
I mean, like, not to, like, say, like, it's a one-to-one direct, like, thing, because I mean, like, but I mean, like, even if that's the limit, which it's not, because, like, the Discord has 9,000 people, and so I think it's really weird that they would think that, like, this is as big as Chaotic could ever be, and it's like, but come on, like, there's tens of thousands, if not millions of
there,
people who know Chaotic.
there was in Chaotic's prime, there was 1.25 million active people on on chaotic.com, chaoticgame.com. That is what I read from the wiki, I believe. It was like a trivia fact.
I think I remember reading it in our article somewhere that
Or
it had
or
1.25
or
million,
yeah,
because it had
yeah,
more
or it was
registered
an
users.
article.
It had more registered users than Magic the Gathering at the time.
That's what that's a, like, let's say, and again, I think I've used this analogy, but let's say like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon have like 10 million fans, and we've got 1 million. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. We just have to get those 1 million people to remember that Chaotic exists.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
also, I think that when Chaotic does come back, I think that Pokemon fans and Yu-Gi-Oh fans will pop into the community. I
yeah,
think.
I mean, especially, I don't know if you follow, like, the state of, like, other card games, because like, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are upset right now because it just feels like Yu-Gi-Oh Konami just doesn't care.
Yep.
And then,
No,
like,
I'm fully aware. Yeah.
and then there's also Magic players who are extremely frustrated with Wizards of the Coast because it just doesn't seem like they care. Like, I mean, half the sets this year were Spider-Man. That's not half
Hmm.
the sets this year were Spider-Man, and then Avatar at the end of the year, and it's like there's like two core sets, like, for the game this year, with actual lore for Magic the Gathering story. And
Yep.
so a lot of, like, Magic players are frustrated, and then Pokemon product, you can't even get it anymore. And next year's the 30-year anniversary of Pokemon, so you can imagine what that's gonna be like.
Yeah. No. No, you're right. And like, I think like specifically with something like Yu-Gi-Oh, like I can understand, like I truly can understand maybe where some of that frustration from Yu-Gi-Oh players is, because I couldn't tell you what the new Yu-Gi-Oh set is. I could not. I couldn't. I'm not up to date with it, and I think that's part of the reason why people have sort of drifted away from Yu-Gi-Oh is because it's they don't know what they're looking at. I think, like, I'm sure there's people that are in the community that love the new sets, but I think that a lot of them remember like the older sets from back in the day, and
Yeah.
the old monsters, and the old anime. And I think that that's what a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players want right now. Like, you've got Pokemon releasing Destined Rivals, Team Rocket. I think what Yu-Gi-Oh players want maybe is some variation of an old set, and that's why I like Chaotic, because we're getting you know new sets that are part of our lore.
Yeah.
Like, when it all comes out, it's going to be a continuation. We're going to probably get Max or Elemental Champion, and
We're
the
gonna
Chaor,
a new
hopefully.
Chaor, a new Von Blue, new Elixia, a new Marcus Dorini, new
Hmm.
Hearing. It's gonna be the names that we know and love. It's not gonna be Super Battle Ultra Mega Dragon version 7.2 from the new Yu-Gi-Oh set that wipes the board, negates every card, and then you're allowed to punch your opponent in the face afterwards.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And but also with that, not only are we getting those cards and that set, we'll be getting, flavor text and lore and hopefully a TV show and hopefully an app and hopefully, a movie and a card game
A comic book
app,
series.
comic book. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, hopefully, whenever Chaotic revive, like when Chaotic revives, like we're going to be getting. It's not gonna be. Oh, we're just gonna like make super strong cards, so you have to buy the next set. We're gonna make a story, so you will buy the next set. And
Yeah, exactly.
I
And
feel
that,
like that's what a lot of games are doing wrong right now, because it's like Yu-Gi-Oh has no TV show right now. Like they have Rush Duels, but I mean like that's not Yu-Gi-Oh. And
and
then
yeah, exactly right. And they had sevens, and apparently that didn't do the best. I did watch a few episodes, but again, I can't really speak on it. Yu-Gi-Oh fans don't attack me.
I I like Rush Duels, like
um,
the card game Rush Duels, but I don't necessarily like the show. It's just too young. It appeals to too young of an audience for me.
like I'm excited for Chaotic because the way I understand it is like the show for Chaotic always sort of interacted with the card game. So like the reason that the Marillions were the power creep was because in the show it was like part of the lore. And
Yeah,
so that made the power creep more believable, essentially, if
yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. No, it
Like,
does.
and that's what I like about it. It's like it's not just like you said, some mega ultra level 7 dragon. It's like, oh, the Marillions, and here's the reason why, and you know what I mean? Like here's the plot, and yeah, it makes it more digestible.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I mean, I think Chaotic did it really well. I think they definitely understood the assignment. They heard it
Of
and
course.
they were like, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm just excited to see whatever else comes, like whatever else they're planning. I'm sure there's going to be stuff that they're planning that we're not even going to see coming. Like who knows what they've got planned. Like
Yeah, no, I mean, like for all we know, they could be planning like a mega set that has like a bunch of like old cards. Like you could get like Servant of Ani, you could get Zamul, you could get the original Chaor, the original Maxor, all in like one set, and it's like we have no idea. We couldn't begin to imagine it. I mean, like
yeah, we've got the 20th anniversary coming up, and whether next year it all comes back and we get the 4 quarterly sets, and maybe there's a fifth set somewhere and it's the 20th anniversary set and it's like a mini set or something. That'd be cool.
speaking of next year, that actually brings us to a good point to ask a major question. Those text messages from Ganon that came out a couple days ago about San Diego Comic Con being canceled, and then the major one, which was that everything is on track to be released a year from that day.
Mhm.
What do you think about that?
Well, I think that these delays may frustrate some people, but for me, uh, Chaotic is so unique in the sense that like it's not just a card game. It's like with something like say Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon, you know, you can just release the card game. But with Chaotic, I think people forget that it's like it's more than just like the card game. Like people uh attached to the concept of like the cards and the scanning of the cards and the TV show all in one. So I feel like in order for Brian to release Chaotic, I think it needs to be like release the card game and have the app like ready in 6 months almost. Like it needs to be like close enough where everything's ready to go, if that makes sense. Like opposed to just having the card game and then what we don't get an app for like a year. I feel like that wouldn't work. Or I don't know. Like I just think that like Brian's doing these delays in order to make it the best revival he possibly can, and I'm okay with that. And I believe that it'll be a success. wholeheartedly. So I'm okay with the delays. I'm okay with them not making an announcement at San Diego Comic-Con. To my knowledge, they may still attend, which is cool. I don't know if they're gonna just be walking around. I don't know, but if they make an appearance but don't have an announcement, that's okay. If they don't show up to San Diego at all, I'm fine with that too. And as for having, everything out 100% in a year, I'm counting down the days.
Shit, same.
Um,
Honestly, I should actually start a countdown timer.
I just all I need to make sure is that I have 365 cards to post for 365 days until that day.
Hey, I
That's all
mean,
I got to worry about.
with the collection you're big, I don't think that's gonna be too difficult. I mean, like
Like I'm just like,
even if you run out of cards, I mean, you still have like a lot of accessories. Like I was scrolling through your accessories and I was like, I wish I had these. I wish I had them.
I got some cool stuff. I definitely have a lot of the community members to thank. So thank you to everyone that's helped grow my collection. That really has, um, yeah, like I really appreciate it. I will say that for all of you that don't know, I collect Chaotic for the history. That is what my goal is with Chaotic. It's not about money. It's not about having the best cards. It's about showcasing, now or never what came before now or never, Grolls and Gorks, uh, transitioning now or never into Chaotic USA, and and what's going to come in the future. Like I would love to take a photo of like a now or never starter deck, a Chaotic USA deck, and then like a Fire and Stone revive deck. That'd be the coolest photo ever.
That would be
Like
insane. That'd be
like of
such
all
a good
three
visual.
generations, or like you know Madcap Maxor, and then like a revival Maxor, like just things like that. Like I want to do like history, like photography, and like I think you get the vision. Like
Yeah, I feel like a game's history can never be forgotten. Like the most important thing to a game is its history. If it doesn't have a good history, or if its history isn't memorized, then like why would people care to catalog it? Like catalog its future, is my opinion. So I
yeah, of
definitely
course.
I'm 100% on you. Like I mean like you and I both know like we've both gone down like the rabbit hole for history. I mean,
Oh, of course,
I mean, like
of course,
game has such an expansive history.
and there's so much like even if you go check like the now or never lore, which there's a whole lore for now or never, you can learn so much about chaotic that like you didn't know. Like for example, in now or never, Tom and Kaz, they were never friends. They were actually like Kaz was Tom's bully, and Tom found two pairs of rings, which ported them to Perim, and those things all got changed, like into the more digital side of things for the USA Chaotic, the USA Chaotic, and but like you can still find bits of information in the Now or Never storyline that teaches you more about the world of Perim, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like the Chaos Stone from Now or Never was the Kothica, and
Yeah,
it was broken into pieces and scattered across the world. And more recently, in 2023, Ganon did the interview with Hard Rock and said that the Kothica was something that had to be brought all together. And we were just talking to Hard Rock about this because we were like last night, this morning, one of the two,
yeah,
and we were like, this is we were like, do you think this has been changed? Because like,
yeah. It does genuinely like it makes me think because I know that like in some like book series, like as they get to the final book, they change things. You know what I mean? Like in Harry Potter, like they changed the story as the books went. on or whatever. So I think that like it's very possible that Ganon could change little bits and pieces. You know, I don't know. Like if someone like were to figure out this what the Kothica was, Ganon might change it. Like I don't know. Like
That'd be kind of messed up, Ganon. Don't do that. Like, come on, man.
like I don't know.
If
I just think
Again, if you do that, change it to the Kothica is the friends we made along the way. Trust. Change it. The Kothica was all 7 tribes when they came together. There we go.
but yeah, well, but what I mean by that is like, for example, like in Now or Never, like the rings got changed to scanners. You know,
Yeah.
it's little things like that, and I find that stuff interesting, and so like I encourage anyone.
One of them had a robot arm, right? Like,
yep, that yeah. If you go look up Now or Never Kaz, he was like part cyborg,
yeah.
which I think is cool. Like, I want them to add a plot in Chaotic where Kaz goes like evil, like almost like how Tom went evil for a bit there in like season 1 and 2. I want Kaz to go like full evil for like a season, like and go rogue. Like that'd be so cool. Like, and then he's just like hanging out with Chaor in the Underworld forever.
No, don't even have him hang out with Chaor. Have him go like full Von Blute. He like the way that we know that he's like, you know, gone evil is instead of going to Chaor, he goes to Von Blute. Like, come on. Like,
I just think like that would be cool because in the Now or Never storyline, he was very much a bully type character. So it would be cool to just sort of pay homage to that kind of like. I reckon that'd be cool.
Yeah. So you told me you were gonna ask me a couple questions. Did you have any questions you wanted to ask too, or?
I did. What are your thoughts about like just Chaotic revival in general? Like, what do you genuinely like? Like, are you happy that it's coming back? Are you proud to see what's happening unfolding? Like for me personally, I just think like it's great to see. I'm just glad to be able to sit here and watch everything sort of happen, like as it's happening. So my question to you is like what do you think like overall about Chaotic's revival? Are you excited? Are you do you like, are you anticipating anything? Like, is there anything you're looking forward to the most? Like,
the short answer for how I feel about it, right? The short answer is I'm extremely happy. Like, I fell in love with Chaotic like the moment I saw it, and every time I forget, you know, about Chaotic for an extended period of time, I always end up falling back in love with it. I used to play back when I was a kid, about like 2010. I want to say 2010, 2009, somewhere around there. I stopped playing it just because like I got more into competitive Pokemon than I did Chaotic, and so I started playing a lot of Pokemon more than that. I came back to the game in 2015, 2016, somewhere in there. Then I found Vanguard, and I started hyperfixating on Vanguard, which made me forget about Chaotic for a bit. Then I came back in like 2020, and then I got hired on as an Celestial set tester, so I stopped paying attention to Chaotic. Last year I retired from competitive Celestials, and I was like, you know what, Chaotic's reviving, and I had this like in my gut. I was like, I feel like this is the time I should like, you know, go back to Chaotic. I feel like this is the moment where the world is telling me, go back to the thing that you always keep going back to. And so I was like, let's just go back to Chaotic. And so I came back to Chaotic, and then I started hearing rumblings in the TCG world. They were like, oh, this is. You know, Chaotic is like, you know, rumored to be coming back soon. Chaotic's rumored to be coming back, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I had friends who had run into Ganon at the licensing expo, where they had like, you know, not the year before, it was like 2023 or something like that, where they'd run into Ganon, and they were like, yeah, no, he seems really confident in the revival, and I was like, okay, so I'm making the right choice going back to Chaotic. And then I
Mhm.
looked into I started like searching chaotic news like every day, and it was like the third day I started searching for chaotic news. There was Epic Story Media announced that they were making a toy company, and I was like,
Mhm.
this is the moment where I start making chaotic content again. I was like, clearly I'm like following something, so this is the moment. And now I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm extremely happy because it's like I'm happy I'm not having to wait forever, because I didn't have to have the like extended wait that a lot of the other communities members had. I'm sorry to everybody. I'm sorry. I'm really happy I didn't have to wait like that. But also it's like I'm extremely happy that that gut instinct was like go to chaotic, go back to chaotic, go back to the place that you keep apparently calling home every time like you have a bad moment in life, and yeah, yeah. So I'm extremely happy it's back. I'm most looking forward to the game, the app, because I want to make a lot of content on it. I feel like the world is severely lacking chaotic content, and I
Yeah,
wanna fill that gap. So
of course. Yeah, very
uh,
cool.
bouncing back to you, what are you most excited about it?
I'm excited to see what this app's about. That's very cool. I think I kind of know what to expect with the set. I think it'll probably just be it'll probably be like I th- I think they will have reviewed the set enough. I reckon it'll be a good set when it comes out. So I'm not phased about what we get. I'm more excited about like the tech, the technology side of things, the app. Whether it's a scanner app or um, yeah, like if we get like console ports of the game, like if we can play, scan stuff on our phone and then go log on to our PlayStations or X, Xboxes and play uh you know sorry, via console. And do you know what I mean? Like, so like in Pokemon you can use like the Pokemon Go app and then you can transfer it to your your Switch. And like it's all like linked. It's just like I think that would be cool to see what they're going to do with the technology basically.
Yeah, I agree. I think the technology side is probably going to be the most exciting part. Obviously, the card game's
Yeah.
exciting, but like I mean, like chaotic, like it's played best on an emulator because it is very confusing. Or a simulator, not an emulator. It's a very confusing game. It can it
And I
can
do worry, sorry.
no good. I was just gonna say it can get really confusing very quickly.
Yeah, I do worry about the codes. I think if Chaotic, do keep codes, awesome. If they want to do what Pokemon did and put like a little extra card in the back with like a QR code, I think that would work too, and we could open up a digital pack. But whatever they choose to do with the codes for Chaotic, look, I'm happy either way. If it's like a one-use code on a card and um it's the same as it always was, I'm okay with that. But as you worry about like the secondary market, that's worrying to think about. But I'm sure they've figured out some way around that, I would imagine, or figured out how to fix it.
Yeah, the secondary market definitely terrifies me a bit because it's like there's no way to check if a code is unused, so you just kind of have to trust. It's kind of just a trust me bro system, and with like a bunch of TCG with a bunch of scammers entering the TCG scene, it's kind of like I don't
Yeah, I mean,
know.
like I've got a huge collection, and I don't cover my codes, and I worry like, am I going to log on? Like, if our old cards are compatible, am I going to go to type in one of my cards and it's just not going to work? And like, I don't know, like it's scary to think about. I'd love to be able to put like the first ever Maxor I got into the game. That'd be so cool. Like, that'd be so awesome to be able to do that. Like, um,
but on the
I'd
flip
love to be
side,
able to.
but on the flip side, you've
Yeah,
posted it online.
yeah, I know. So please just be honest and don't take my card.
we've started terrifying new people who join the Discord and post their codes, and we're just like free code, free code, free code, free code.
I look at the end of the day, like I hope that people will be honest,
Yeah.
and I hope that people will, you know, I'm sure there'll be people out there that will just take codes, but yeah, I think that hopefully people are fair, I guess.
Yeah. I'm hoping the same thing too. So, do you have any other questions you wanted to ask?
How do you feel about Sarah and Peyton getting Alexia and Ifla as ace creatures? Do you think that'd be a cool idea?
I would kind of hate it.
Okay.
I feel like
I
I feel like Alexia, she's not a combatant, and Sarah is like, whenever she plays a lot more combative. Like whenever we see the few drum matches we've seen her play in, she is like in there fighting. She's not like strategizing or have like a unique game plan. And I feel like the way that Elixia if is translated directly from like the card game, the way that Elixia works, it just wouldn't be compatible with like the playstyle we've seen from Sarah. As for
fair.
as for Peyton, I just don't think it's necessary for him to have like Iflar. I feel like Iflar is kind of I don't know. Like just from like how he looks and like from how most Mepetian royals have acted that we've seen in the show. I just can't imagine like I can't imagine Peyton playing as him. Like it's just they act so uppity for lack of a
Yep.
better word. And it's like I feel like Peyton would like a Mepetian that like would work better for him would just be like any Mepetian that has a more lax like personality. I feel like I feel like that would probably be better. So like pretty much any Danian but or a Mepetian but a royal like
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I think. I think like personality wise, it just wouldn't work because I mean like Chaor, Kaz plays super aggressively, and like he plays hyper aggressively. Tom with Maxor is like a commander, and Tom definitely sets up his boards with more of a strategic like purpose. I just can't imagine Sarah playing as Elixir, like using Elixir as an ace. And if she did use Elixir as an ace, Elixia's abilities are really only good on the back line. So like if we ever see Sarah playing as Elixia, it's when she's behind and she's like Elixia is not a very Elixia is very large, so I
Makes
don't think
sense.
she'd be able to move as fluidly with her.
No, of course.
So, I
Cool.
I personally if Sarah and Peyton do get unique creatures, I think Azel, the way that she looks a lot smaller and a lot more agile, more movable. I think Azel would probably be better for Sarah than Elixia. As for
Mhm.
Peyton, I would probably say like Malif or what's it, Malvadine. I'd probably say one of those two. What about you? Well, what's your thoughts on them getting ace creatures, and who do you think they'd be?
Um, well, yeah, I think that the reason that I think that they would do well is because I think it's important to evolve the story as much as I like as the story goes on, I feel like it's important to evolve the story. And I just think that maybe there could be more um potentially more story. At the end of the day, they don't need to have ace creatures, but I it's just a thought that crossed my mind. I'd love Peyton to have a super mega cool creature, and I think yeah, I think Sarah. I don't know. I think just yeah. I feel like Sarah's the kind of person that probably just doesn't need an ace creature. I feel like maybe she's better off without. But I feel like Peyton's always ram. He's always ranting about some super mega cool battle gear or super cool creature. So I feel like it makes sense for Peyton. Um,
Make him a war beast.
yeah, like maybe Gintanai. I don't know. Like
I mean, he was really hyped to get Blasvatan, so I mean, maybe like build out his
Yeah,
like relationship with
just
Warbeast. I mean, that sounds
just
like
his
it'd be cool.
personality.
Yeah.
I also really would love to see a bit of backstory more with Clay and Crystalia. I really do like them, and I think that they would benefit for a bit more backstory. I think just
People started joking around that Clay and Christella must be codemasters, but like the more I like looked into it, the more I think there's actually like a foreshadowing. I see some hints of foreshadowing in it while I watch the show, and I'm like, oh, this could be an interesting video. I'm like, I want to finish rewatching the show in its entirety before I make the video, but like
Mhm.
there's a lot of moments where you're just kind of like, this feels like whenever Krellin or Hotek like gave Tom a challenge and said do it yourself. Like
Yeah,
it definitely like Clay like porting Tom to Perim in episode 2, right? Like you look at that and you're like, oh, that guy's just being a dick. But it's like also at the same time, like it could also just be it could be a Codemaster's way to say like here you're in the deep end now, figure it out. Like I mean like.
it
Krellin like
it
literally gave him a code to a blight. Like I mean,
it also it could make sense because they do quite a lot of bad stuff. Maybe not like bad stuff in the sense that like
they're
they
not
could,
blowing up locations.
yeah, but they're doing like shady sort of stuff. So maybe that's like maybe there is some weight to that because like maybe there's some truth to what you're saying because if they were doing all these, quote unquote terrible things, like they've probably got a bit of protection, maybe. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Like they like it started as a joke, like people were saying it as a joke, and then like the more I watched it, the more I was like, if you look at it from that perspective, it's like the duel battle where Tom and Kaz had to beat the two of them.
Yeah.
Like that could just be seen as like Codemasters challenging somebody to overcome an overpowered battle gear, or like to work together more harmoniously. And like I just like see all the stuff that's like happened, and I'm just like, or that they've done, and I'm just like, ooh, okay, I'm starting to see some merit to it because it's like the only thing like I haven't been able to explain is there's an episode where Clay literally just scams somebody out of scans, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I haven't found it out for that, but I'm looking. I'm looking. I haven't found a way to explain that
I,
yet, but I
I
will.
think I think I think there is some potentially some truth to that for sure. I
E-
agree.
Even if it's not like they are like Codemasters, I think that there's still a theory to be made there. I'm very interested to see where I could take it, or where somebody else could take it if somebody else can beat me to it. That's a challenge, YouTube. It's a challenge. um, but yeah, no, I think that that's like where I'm sitting with that. Though
Uh,
Christella having a sister kind of like could throw a wrench in that, but we'll see.
this is true. I also just hope that there will be more. I just hope there'll be more like like almost filler episodes. Like I would love just some more episodes with like Atacat or like Bodil or just the random sort of um creatures of Perim. I think that they deserve a bit more backstory. I'd love a whole Tangoth Toborn like couple episodes. That'd be great. I'd love more Bodil episodes. I'd love um yeah, just
Blazer got a lot of highlight, and then it's like it never led to anything. Like that's personally like
yeah.
I would listen.
I'd love some more Hammer Doom would be good. I liked him in that one episode. I think he was only in one episode, I believe.
Yeah, he was. I think he was in a couple more episodes. I think we saw him purified at the end of the Perithian.
Okay. My memory is a bit behind on the later seasons.
I might just be like making stuff up in my head, but I think we saw him later after in season 3. I can't remember though.
Yeah. And I also really enjoyed the parody episodes. Like there was that one episode where they're like all in a race. I liked
Yeah.
that episode. That was good. I just thought that was very creative.
I would love to
Um,
see more stuff like that. Or I would love to
yeah,
see, I would love an episode where they're like teaching the creatures of Perim how to play chaotic.
that would be good because there was now this is something I really liked actually. There was a few episodes where they would like Sarah or Peyton or the group, they would be like, it might have been when they were like watching the Doors of the Deep Mines, I could be wrong, but they actually pulled out chaotic cards and played a match in Perim,
Oh yeah, that
which
was
I
the
thought was
Doors of the
cool.
Deep. Yeah, that was when they were watching
Yeah,
the Doors
that
of the Deep Minds.
and
Yeah.
that that was so good. Like I just like the fact that like just because they have their scanners doesn't mean they don't have their physical cards. Like I think that's cool. That made me happy to see.
I think it'd be
So
I think it'd be a really interesting way to like to make the characters appreciate each other even more. Um,
imagine
like
imagine
Maxor, like like Chaor playing with Maxor, like playing the Maxor card, and going
yeah,
like,
I know
"Oh, so this is what Maxor's good at."
I,
At
I
the
was
end
gonna
of this,
say
I'll be able to beat him for sure next time.
they I need you to like pass this on to I need you to pass I need you to pass this on to like Captain Hard Rock and then pass it on to Brian. I want an episode where it's like Chaor and Maxor playing with the cards and they're playing as Maxor and Chaor and
Like
they're
the
battling and it's just a whole episode based on them learning how to play chaotic and like maybe ends in like a draw or something. I don't know. Like but that would be so good to watch the creatures of Perim play as their cards and have like just have a that would be so good.
I would like I would love it. I would absolutely love it. Like
That'd
have
be
a
amazing.
like have like no, have it be more unrealistic. Have it be Von Blut and Chaor.
That would be good. And then like have it like be super like dramatic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like yeah, yeah. See, Von Blut, we're both out of music now. It's like, well, Chaor, let me tell you.
And they're like sweating. like
And you have Takinom and Krek just watching on, going like,
yeah, no, that would be really cool. I think
and just
I
have like
I
Maxor just show up for no reason and just go like, opens door, sees them sitting on the ground just playing chaotic, and just closes door quietly and walks away.
I would love like I would love to just just see like more just like more filler, more jokey episodes, more world building, but yeah, more of that like just those little things, like little things in episodes that tell you more. Like like when I saw them playing with cards in Perim, I thought that was a cool detail. Like I just that to me gave me a small little bit of lore. Um yeah.
Yeah, no, whenever yesterday on stream we were talking, and I was like, the episode I would want to see would be like all of them in the human world, like all the humans in the human world, Tom, Kaz, Peyton, Sarah, maybe adding Clay and Christella too, and they all get invited to an in-person tournament, and they have to deal with the fact that their physical cards aren't as good as the scans that they have.
Hmm.
And I was like, that'd be really interesting to like, Tom has like has Maxor Protector of Perim, in the game, and like digitally, like because he scanned him,
Yeah.
but like he only has regular Maxor physically,
Hmm.
or it's like Elixia. Sarah only has Elixia digitally because she scanned her, but she
Yep.
doesn't have her physically. And I was like, that would be a really interesting like thing where it's like, oh, this is a as they're building their decks, they're like, oh, well, I could play this, I could be, oh, I don't have that card. Oh, I was over reliant on these strategies, so like, how do I adjust now? And I was like, that'd be a really interesting like way to follow it. It's like whether it's like a regional tournament or a nationals or something like that. It'd be really interesting to see how they overcome the challenges of like their physical decks being dramatically weaker than their digital ones.
Similar to like, um, there was a Yu-Gi-Oh episode where it was actually the Dungeon Dice episodes, and they used like completely like new cards and had to kind of build a deck from scratch, kind of. So it'd be taking away like all their ace cards, and then kind of like they're left with like all their regular cards that they don't have as powerful cards of.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, that'd be a good plot. I
Cause,
like that.
Because I mean, in the dromes, it's like even if you have the weaker creature, you can still outmaneuver them. But whenever it comes to the physical card game, you can't just jump up from the table and like dodge out of a rock wave attack. I mean, like you could,
Yeah.
but I mean, like that'd be I don't think that would actually stop your creature from taking damage. I'll have to ask a judge, but
Yeah.
But no, I think that'd be an interesting avenue to explore because we've never seen the characters outside of like obviously Tom and Kaz, and slightly Sarah and Peyton in Rockwave and Roll. Which, by the way, again, as a reminder to everybody, it released its 1080p on YouTube a couple days before this video is going. Which I'm gonna keep bringing up because, like, I mean, I think it's awesome. I don't think it's news, but I think it's awesome. But like we've seen Peyton and Sarah interact there, and we've seen Tom and Kaz interact in the at school and at Tom's house, but we've never seen Tom and Peyton interact IRL. Like we've never seen Sarah or any of the or Tom or Kaz interact with and I think it'd be really interesting to explore like the avenue of like we are a group of friends who like all came together through Chaotic, and it's not the digital self, it's not our avatars in the game, it's us. I think that'd be really, I think it'd be a good like way to commentate on that. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, like a lot of people, whenever it comes to card games, right? Like something I think a lot of people really like don't appreciate as much is whenever it comes to video games or card games or online communities in general. We come from all over the place. Like you live in Australia.
I do, yes.
And I live in America. If it weren't for Chaotic, we probably never would have met.
No, of course not.
And I consider you a very good friend, so I'm really happy that we met. But it's like,
thank you.
but
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
But I feel,
it feels good.
I feel like a lot of TV shows don't actually commentate on like like how the digital communities bring together like physical communities. I mean, like we could see in Chaotic like now like the cultural environment now is a lot more different than it was back then. So we could see like characters and characters in the Chaotic dromes, like maybe like a girl wearing a hijab, maybe we could see more culturally relevant clothing, like on different cultures, to like say like this isn't just like one local isolated area that like they're not all just white kids from the U.S. Like now it's like here's somebody who you can tell is visibly like Indian, who you can tell is visibly Arabian, who you can tell is like easily like distinguish as a Brazilian. You could you could have those characters in there to represent like like this is a worldwide community kind of thing, and I feel like that'd be an interesting avenue to explore. I mean,
I'm waiting for there to just be like just some crocodile hunter like and it's just like a nod to me.
It'd be really
or like Krull. A nod to Krull or me.
I would really love it if they like if Ganon like took like figureheads into the community, or like people that are like have relevancy in the community and like turn them into characters. Like
there would used to be this one character in like Chaotic, and he's just got 100 Ifla, and it's Krull.
If Lord just sat in his throne room and he just let me come back repeatedly scanning him over and over and over and over again.
That would be a good one-off episode. I would watch that. That'd be good. Just like this one Chaotic player and his just quest to scan Ifla or something. I don't know. Like, it's
like their main objective isn't even like to be really good at Chaotic. It's literally just like I want to scan this creature in every location. So he just like, okay, I scanned him in the throne room. Now I need to scan him outside in the Mepedium Oasis. Okay. Just wait for him to leave the throne room. Scan. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Let's see if we can somehow get him to Kiru City.
Yes.
I would love that. I would love that. I mean, you know, there's got to be chaotic players like that, like in like the world of chaotic. Like, I mean, where they hyper fixate on like
Yeah,
one
for sure.
creature. Like,
Oh, for sure. I mean,
there was a Pokemon character in the last season of where Ash was, right? He was a shiny hunter, and he only ever caught shiny Pokemon. He had like a shiny Psyduck. His starter was a shiny, but he only ever caught shiny Pokemon, and like it's like I love that they put a hyperfixation on that, like or they showed that in the TV show because that is like an archetype of player that exists. So it's like I would
yeah, of
love
course.
I would love to see like this show reflect other kinds of players too, where it's like this guy only plays with this one creature, which Tartarecker is basically that, but I mean, you can only do that in the beta drones, right? So, um, yeah, no,
Yeah. There was a there was a player that used Tartarek, and wasn't
only
his name like
the
something
Tartarecker.
Tartarek?
Yeah, the
The
Tartarecker.
Tartarekker, yeah, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Uh,
he only used Tartarek, but it's like I think you could take it more to an extreme and like more, even if it is Tartarecker, like you could just highlight it more because like they're Crow. Am I pronouncing that right? Crow.
Krell, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. He goes by Chaotic Collectorium as well.
Okay.
So
I'm just gonna call him the Collectorium because it's just. But Chaotic Collectorium, he's the one with like the infinite Iflars, right? Like,
yes,
yeah.
that is him. So he's also in Australia. We've spoken. He's so nice. So like, first of all, shout out to him for just being so honest, and he's such an honest person in the community. If I ever have like a question, I usually ask him because he generally knows quite a lot of stuff. And yeah, he's also Australian as well. And hopefully we can make some revival content when everything comes back. That'd be cool. I'd love to. Um, yeah, just like open up a box of fire and stone or something with him. That'd be cool.
I think it'd be really
Um,
awesome.
but yeah,
I think it'd be really cool to see the
yeah,
two like big collectors of chaotic. Like because I mean like when I think people who collect chaotic, I think you and I think Crow. I kind of sometimes can think Bulba, but also at the same time Bulba is just like getting a master set. You guys have like master set plus. You
oh,
guys.
I'm not even close to a master. I mean, Krull has I think he's very close to a master set. Very, like, as in, like, sealed everything. I'm pretty sure he's probably got one of every card almost at this. I don't know if he does, but he'd surely have. I think he's going for, like, a complete ripple foil set. I could be wrong. But he wants them, like, I think he's got a couple of graded ripple foils, and yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
You
I've
guys.
just been going for bits and pieces of each history. I've been collecting a lot of Now or Never right now because it's just interesting. I've just get so intrigued by it. Like,
There's also
for example,
so much of it becoming available right now. Like a lot of people are finding their old like Now or Never stuff as they're going through their stuff. Like
yeah, like
I don't know if you've been paying attention to the Reddit, but there's been like 5 people in like the last 2 weeks like go like list like a bunch of Now or Never stuff and go like, is this worth anything?
yeah, no, I did see a few posts. Like if you look at his name's Samurai, which is actually Ramusa. If you compare the two cards, if you compare Now or Never Samurai and you compare Ramusa, their artwork is so like there's so much like of the original artwork that's in the redone artwork. Like if you look at Ramusa's background, it's like he's on like a snowy mountain, and that's the same in the Now or Never, and it's the same in the US version. So I just think that that's really cool. Like I got really like transfixed on like the old style and what they carried over. So that's just become really yeah, just really fun to just collect, I guess. I'm gonna start putting everything in a binder at some point.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad you're having fun collecting, because I mean, like, especially the Now or Never stuff. Like, I'm personally not that into
Yeah.
the Now or Never stuff, because I prefer playability over collectability. Personally, not to say, like,
Not,
anybody's wrong for collecting. It's just how I prefer to join the game. So I mean, but did you have any other questions you wanted to ask, or?
no, I think that's everything, man.
I'm also at that point where I think I've asked everything. Like, a lot of the stuff I planned on asking you actually ended up covering. Otherwise, like, what kind of stuff are you looking into collecting now? And
Uh,
did you want to tell anybody about any other content you were wanting to work on, or that you planned on having doing, or did you want to plug anybody else while we're here?
yeah, just like shout out to like all the community members on Instagram. Shout out to all the community members on the Facebook page that have just been so helpful and caring, and that everyone's just excited for what's to come in the future. I'm just as excited as you, and I'm just going to keep posting every single day. And um, in terms of content, I might do another giveaway. I don't know, maybe when I hit like 800 followers. I don't know. Like I'll probably slow down for now, I reckon. Um, I'm hoping to try and make my giveaways as good as I can. Each one try to make it slightly better than the last, but um, yeah. In terms of content, probably just I've got a few things. I'm not gonna say. I've got a few things that I'm planning, but yeah, just to keep an eye out on a few things. Um, but there'll be definitely be like when the card game comes back, there'll probably definitely be a bit more proper YouTube content, I think. For now, it's just shorts and just whatever I can find.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it, because I watch quite a few of the shorts when they pop up in my feed. Sometimes I get a little too into them, and I just keep scrolling and scrolling.
Yeah, they're just like there's I don't know, they're just me just trying to put chaotic out in the world. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just giving it a go.
Same, same. I'm just hoping it
um,
works out.
I don't I don't have a camera crew and like $1,000 budget every week,
But
unfortunately.
still do high quality though. The like
Yeah,
lighting
I
and
do.
everything on them are very, very good.
Yeah, I do my best.
But
Yeah,
that being said, that has been the Parent Podcast. I have been Jay Johnny,
and I'm Chaotic Kangaskhan. Thank you for having me.
and we're gonna see you in Chaotic. So get ready to port to Perim.